Legacies are built with strength, determination, passion.
You're going to make your mark in the 2012 season.
He fires downfield. The kick is Mustang football. It's a pass over the middle. A handoff.
The legacy has begun. Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram presents Mustang Football Review.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Glenn Laird. I'm the Director of Advancement at Madison Academy. Each week at this time, I'm joined by my good friend, Dr. Eric Koyu, the head coach of the Madison Academy Mustangs, as we take a look back to this past week's action, look ahead to this week's coming opponent. Well, the Mustangs found themselves on the road for the third week in a row, this time in Elkmont, Alabama, Boss Hill Stadium, familiar territory, to take on the Elkmont Red Devils. And Coach, you came off with a 62-0 win. Congratulations on that. And there were a number of outstanding performances Friday night. You had to be proud of the way your team performed.
Absolutely. Thank you, Glenn. We really wanted to reestablish our defense. Friday night, we let Coleman score quite a few points on us, a great football team, but we also wanted to get back on the winning track, which we did.
Well, you know, the highlight reel has to be something pretty special this weekend. There's a lot of players, some faces on it that we don't always see. First half is pretty much your starting lineup. Let's go ahead and let you comment on what you see here.
Yeah, we really wanted to establish the game quickly. Toss sweep to carry on. He gets the edge, keeps his balance there, eventually forced out of bounds. But we are blocking well. Offensively, Glenn, we're getting better each week, which is very exciting. And again, we wanted to reestablish the defense this week because we had a little off week last week against Coleman. Nice pass from Blake Coward, Nick Haas. To the sidelines, makes a little nifty move to avoid one defender. We get a little extra with the face mask, so on our first scoring drive here, Carry-On takes the toss sweep, followed by a good block by Nick Haas and Blake Wimberly to the edge. Put points on the board first are always important in high school football, any level of football, because we wanted to set the pace early, and our guys did a great job with that. Defensively, we really held them to near nothing all night. They had about 100 yards of total offense, and a lot of that came even with our second team in the third and fourth quarter. Great job on the defensive play, and then another great pass from Blake Coward to Carry-On Johnson, and he takes it the distance, shifts field from one side to the other, has to outrun number 11 there, does a good job and getting in the end zone, and what a fabulous play, and shows again why people are looking at him all across the country. Logan Hamlet pushes his way into the end zone for another score, and it was one of those offensive nights where I believe we had about 400 plus yards of offense, if I remember the stats right. We had over 100 through the air and over 300 on the ground, so it was a big night offensively, but our offense has done very well since week one. We've just really improved. Great tackle by Logan Hamlet on the little screen pass to the wide receiver. I think Elkmont had seen the game last week against Coleman and tried to emulate some of that, but Frank Williams stops that one in its tracks, and so we just rose the occasion defensively. We had a good week of preparation for them too. We knew what they were going to do. Nice catch by Colby Crossfield, so we were able to throw the ball a little more than we have, and that's always good news. We're trying to develop a balanced offense week in, week out. Good blocking by receivers downfield, Ben McCafferty hustling and carry on with another big run. He's just having week by week great games for us, and defenses are finding it very difficult to stop him. A little boot leg there, pass from Blake Wimberly to Taylor Kelly. Good throw, good catch, good play action pass. When you run the ball well, you need to be able, capitalize on play action passing. So we did a very good job with that. Carry on with one more touchdown to his list there, and so he's just doing very well. Marmar Martin gets the call then later in the game or later in the first half, and he's just an excellent runner. We mention that each week, and he keeps those feet moving. We've got good blocking there. I'm just proud of the guys for their effort, the way they played hard the entire game. Marmar our with an excellent run. But again, we're blocking downfield and pushing that pile and making it easy for the running backs. If we can continue to block like that, it's going to be a successful season. Another play-action pass from Blake Coward to Colby Crossfield. What a great touchdown throw and catch. Good first half for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I'd say you're right, Coach. One thing I would like to mention is that our camera position for this week's game was a lot lower than what we like. It was we were on the visitor side because there wasn't enough room in the press box. But our guys do such a great job each week of collecting these highlights, and I hope you appreciate the work that goes into it. Well, the AD report is coming up next. Of course, we have the second half highlights coming your way. All that coming up. Stay with us.
Don't go away. More Mustang football after these messages from Landers McLarty, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
Attention Huntsville, Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram is announcing the model year closeout. We're starting early for a reason. Unbelievable prices. Get the 2012 Ram 1500, closeout priced at $19,981. All prices are posted and ready to go. Plus, get amazing trade-in values.
The early model year closeout is going on now, right here, right now. Only at Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Huntsville.
The 2013 Dodge Dart. Yep, it's finally here, and only here. At Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Huntsville. It's a car lover's dream. This baby has an 8.5-inch touchscreen, 10 airbag standard, and gets up to 41 MPGs. Style, performance, MPGs. All in one nice little package. And starting at just $14,900.
You'll only find it at Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Huntsville.
Hey, yeah, I'm talking to you. You think you've seen good deals? Well, you haven't been to Landers McLarty Subaru, where for the first time ever, you get to choose. Get the 2012 Forester or the 2012 Legacy, just $19,995. Yeah, $19,995. That's a deal you can really sink your teeth into. Or get the 2012 Outback right now, just $279 a month. Run, don't walk, to Landers McLarty Subaru in Huntsville. Today, dog.
Introducing the all-new Fiat of Huntsville, right here on University Drive. You've got to see these cars, even take a test drive. Experience the new Fiat 500, available now for just $13,995 or only $99 per month.
We invite you to see our brand new facility and celebrate our grand opening
of the all-new Fiat of Huntsville on University Drive.
We're back with Mustang Football Review, brought to you by Fiat of Huntsville.
It's time for the AD report. Here's Andy Blackston.
Time out.
We're here with Dr. Robert Burton, the president of Madison Academy. And Dr. Burton, I want to ask you, after a football game like this, but also our other sports being so successful, how do you value athletics at Madison Academy?
Oh, I tell you, it's one of the greatest things we do. It's not the most important thing. Scott, you know what we emphasize most is the spiritual development, but we feel like that we can do that very well in our athletic program. We get the best coaches, the best spiritual leaders to set the example. Coach Koyu does that in basketball, baseball, volleyball. Every coach, the emphasis is on spiritual development of our young kids, and we feel like that the athletic program is one of the greatest ways to do that, because you'll run through a wall for a coach, and if a coach has that spiritual example that they put before the kids every day, then they'll run through a wall to meet Jesus Christ, and that's what it's all about at Madison Academy.
Well, we thank you very much, Dr. Burton, for your time this evening and for your example as the president of the school.
Well, out of the 4 seniors, 3 of us have been together since we were 3 years old. Macy, I can talk to her for anything, and I tell her everything. And then Annie is always the crazy one, makes you get out of your comfort zone, go on adventures with her. And then Madeline, she's the more kind-hearted spirit. She's real soft and she's really sweet. And you can always count on Taylor for telling you the truth, even if it's not always what you want to hear, it's always the best to hear.
It's been a really cool experience. I mean, I've known them all my whole life, and we've shared many great memories together, from sleepovers to going to Disney World for a Pop Warner competition, and we've made so many great memories that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
C to the A to the K to the E, take that ball away. C to the A to the K to the E, take that ball away.
Well, I've grown up with the same stunt group since I was like 5 years old, and so now I've just built up this great trust with them that I can just trust them to hold me in the air the whole time. Caitlin's my back spot, and Macy and Annie are my bases. It's been a lot of fun. We've had some rough times, but we've got great memories, that's for sure.
Growing up with my four best friends, it's been interesting. We have had a lot of ups and downs, but I know that no matter what happens, I'll always have the four of them for the rest of my life.
The four friends that I hang out with are Caitlin, Madeline, Macy, and Annie. They're caring, they show respect, like we all have fun together. We fight, we love each other. It's like sisters, kind of.
Don't go away. More Mustang football after these messages from Landers McLarty, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
Introducing the all-new Fiat of Huntsville, right here on University Drive. You've got to see these cars, even take a test drive. Experience the new Fiat 500, available now for just $13,995 or only $99 per month.
We invite you to see our brand new facility and celebrate our grand opening
Of the all-new Fiat of Huntsville on University Drive. Landers McLarty Nissan is proud to announce the arrival of the all-new 2013 Nissan Altima, the most innovative Altima ever, with an updated aerodynamic body style and improved fuel economy with up to 39 miles per gallon. And you get this premium style without the premium price. Right now, get the 2013 Altima for just $279 per month and only $1,500 down. But this amazing price won't last long. So come in today to Landers McLarty Nissan in Huntsville.
Attention Huntsville, Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram is announcing the model year closeout. We're starting early for a reason. Unbelievable prices. Get the 2012 Ram 1500, closeout priced at $19,981. All prices are posted and ready to go. Plus, get amazing trade-in values.
The early model year closeout is going on now, right here, right now. Only at Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Huntsville. At Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville, we would like to introduce our new General Manager, Rob Callis.
Hi, I'd like you to experience a difference at Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville. We are proud to offer the all-new redesigned C250, the top-selling ML350, and of course the world-class E350, all from a name you trust.
Come in today and drive off in the Mercedes-Benz of your dreams for less than you ever dreamed possible. Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville.
We're back with Mustang Football Review, brought to you by Fiat of Huntsville.
Welcome back, everybody. We're about to get into the second half highlights, but before we do, I want to remind all of our Mustang fans and anyone else in the community watching who would like to support this event that the Mustangs are going to be playing for the Cure on October the 19th. We'd love to have all of you come out to the game that night and help us as we raise funds for the Liz Hurley Breast Cancer Fund. It's part of the Huntsville Hospital Foundation. It's a great event, and Mustang fans have been very supportive of this thing in the past, and I know that it's going to be another great event this year. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Week, or month rather, and this is just one way that the Mustangs love to give back to our community. Well, I want to bring in Coach Koyu to talk about the second half. In the immortal words of Yogi Berra, I love Yogi Berra, you can observe a lot just by watching. And I think that's a good thing for us to do right now. Let's go to the second half highlights and see what we can observe by watching.
Yeah, Glenn, we challenged the team at halftime to stay focused, keep doing their job. We got a lot of guys in the second half. Marmar does a great job of reversing his field, showing his speed, and we normally, of course, don't like for players to reverse their field, but he's so fast that he got away with it there and made quite a play. Nick Haas did a good job of not clipping there. He wisely held up and did not bring that back. So, you know, our guys came in, we stopped them 3 and out defensively, which was huge, and then our offense put it in here, and Marmar found his way to the end zone. We kept telling Marmar he was going to find his way to the end zone. He'd run the ball hard, and he finally did there. Great tackle by Damian Pam. We did a lot of blitzing with him at safety, and he really had a good night there on that. Bad snap for Elkmont. We fight for that ball and pick up the recovery as they had just had their biggest play from scrimmage offensively, a beautiful beautiful long pass, and we got the ball right back to keep them from scoring a touchdown. We're now down to some of the younger guys. Blake Wimberly ran the ball very hard for us, and Logan Hamlet here on the run picks up a very important first down. We're trying to eat clock, burn clock, and and move on with the game. It's out of hand score-wise at this point, so we're again trying to speed it up. And we're trying to just rotate running backs, get those guys some reps, that are behind Kerryon Johnson and Malik Miller. Good news is next week we'll have Malik Miller back, so that'll help offensively as well, running the counter here. And Marmar does a good job. Good block by Emerson Brooks on the edge there. And when our receivers block well, that's important. And you just keep running. And Marmar did that. Taylor Kelly at tight end. If he doesn't keep blocking for a long play, that's about as long a play as you'll see in football. If he doesn't make that block, then Marmar doesn't get in at the end. So we keep working downfield, and that's so important. Great tackle there by Logan Hamlet. Logan did a good job of form tackling all night long, and that was very important for us. Chris Moorfield on this tackle right here does an excellent job there. And so, we're young guys getting in, making good tackles, kind of a gang tackle there by Chris Moorfield, Blake Wimberly. And, we're plugging along, and our second team did a good job of coming in and not letting them score 14 or 21 in the last 5-6 minutes of the game. And Blake Wimberly's a hard runner. We'll need him to have a big night against JV, plays Huntsville Monday night. We'd love everybody to come out, and he's got a long run there, and he ended up with a lot of yards there in the fourth quarter. And here we got Noah Harrison on the run. He's a good, hard, young runner. And then finally, I think this is about our last play offensively. Good job by Blake Wimberly there, taking it about 50 yards to the house on a 4th and 7 play. So they're just kind of wrapping things up here, and young guys keep them from getting into the end zone. So proud of the second, third team for coming in and keeping the shutout.
Well, congratulations, Coach. It's an important win as you remain undefeated now in the region. We're now the only undefeated team in the region, I believe, and we'll talk a little bit about what's going to be coming up next week for us, a challenge as Westminster comes to town. But before we do that, we're going to share with you another one of our Mercedes-Benz Slice of Life pieces, and this is one that is close to my heart as we, there's a big focus in our community and all over the country about technology, the use of technology in schools. And we have shared this one in our very first episode of our program, but we wanted to share it once again because we know that there were a lot of folks who had not caught up with where we're going. But hope you'll enjoy this very important Mercedes-Benz Slice of Life.
Madison Academy's Slice of Life, sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville.
Madison Academy is proud to hold the distinction of being Alabama's first Apple Distinguished School. To us, it's not just about the technology, even though Apple has a tremendous dedication to education. Instead, it is about adapting the way we teach to the way today's student learns.
It's really nice because not very many schools get computers in their libraries, much less every student's hands. So it's a blessing.
It's not really about having computer teachers. It's more about integrating technology in everything we do, every single classroom, sports, everything, having everything woven all together.
One of the primary focuses of the integration specialist is that we work with teachers, reframing or redoing their pedagogy and making sure that they understand what the newest and latest methodologies of teaching their classes.
I teach chemistry and physics. It was very easy to bring in technology because graphing, computer simulations, research, all of that is at their fingertips.
It's the resources, because before I remember sitting in human phys and a senior had a laptop and we didn't, all the sophomores, and I remember he'd take notes and finish, seemed like 30 minutes before all of us, and we'd be sitting there writing, hands tired, and he'd just be typing away. And if he didn't know what something was that we were talking about, he'd just Google it and he could just look it up right then and there.
And this means that we're forward thinking, we're future thinking, preparing students to live in a world that is going to be very different than what today is. And at Madison Academy, we're integrating technology into our regular part of life to where it's just ordinary because it's looking to the future.
Don't go away. More Mustang football after these messages from Landers McLarty, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
The 2013 Dodge Dart. Yep, it's finally here, and only here, at Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Huntsville. It's a car lover's dream. This baby has an 8.5-inch touchscreen, 10 airbag standard, and gets up to 41 MPGs. Style, performance, MPGs. All in one nice little package, and starting at just $14,900.
You'll only find it at Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Huntsville.
Welcome back for fourth quarter of the Mustang Football Review, sponsored by Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. It's the Dodge Dart Player of the Week from Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Shotguns formation again. Sort of a counter play here. Renew, though, is going to be snatched up and thrown to the turf. We're here with this week's Player of the Week, Frank Williams. Frank played an outstanding game as the Mustangs were able to handle the Elkmont Red Devils tonight, 62-0. Frank, first of all, tell us what it's like to get a win like this on the road in your region.
It's a good win. We knew we had to come out and win this game because we lost last week, and this is a week for us to get better.
Dr. Royster, why don't you tell us a little bit about Frank's stats tonight?
Frank, 11 solo tackles in the first half, a handful in the second half before the second teamers came in. Big gaping holes up front all night. How does it feel to be selected player of the game?
It's an honor, but it's a team win. We all work together to become good and do better things as a team.
And Frank, next Friday night you guys come back home to play Westminster. Tell us a little bit about what it's going to be like to prepare in a week where you don't have school in a fall break week.
It's going to be a lot tougher because we're going to have to want to practice and not want to go. And then, but Coach K's going to push us and make us work hard.
We appreciate Frank and his efforts tonight, and for those efforts, we honor him with the Player of the Week distinction. We hope that you'll come out and join us next Friday night at Bill Washington Stadium as the Mustangs take on Westminster.
This week's Look Ahead is brought to you by the new Jeep Liberty.
Congratulations to Frank Williams being selected our Player of the Week. The Player of the Week receives a trophy from our friends at Landers McLarty Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram. And speaking of our good friends at that dealership, they also award each week to some lucky fans 6 years worth of free oil changes. And tonight, the winner is Holly Johnson. So congratulations, Holly. You can contact, and in fact, I'll get with you. You can contact our friends over at Landers McLarty, and they'll take care of you. So this week, Coach, we've got Westminster coming to our stadium. We've actually been on the road 3 weeks. It's hard to believe. It's almost a month that we've been traveling. Coming back to your home turf, does that make a difference?
Absolutely. It's nice to have the last 3 of the last 4 games at home. Our players play very well at home. You're familiar with your surroundings, and it's just very good to be playing at home, and less logistical work to take an entourage of 100 people on the road, and so it's just it's nice to be at home. And Westminster's a big opponent and big region game coming up.
Well, you also have another, I'd say, is it an obstacle or is it an advantage? You've got a week off for fall break. How does that impact your team?
Well, usually players do better when they're in school and kind of on a normal regimen. The good news is Westminster, I think, is on fall break as well. So there's no advantage for either team or disadvantage. But our players have always done pretty well on any vacation time or days off. So we're hoping to stay the course, stay focused, work hard, and prepare for a very formidable 4-2 Westminster team.
Okay, let's talk about Westminster. Strengths and weaknesses. How do we match up? What approach do they take to the game?
Well, they're very well coached. Coach Hooks came to Huntsville same year as I did, and he's done an outstanding job with that program. They were playoff bound very quickly in 2A. Now they've sprung to 3A, so it's a little tougher field, but he's done a great job. From an offensive standpoint, they're split back and going to try to control the ball. They run a good option attack. Their quarterback's one of the best players we will have seen all year. Defensively, they try to do a lot of different things to disrupt you and try to keep you guessing. And so we're going to try to do what we do and try to control the ball. Try to make sure that their quarterback doesn't beat us. And we've got to play when you're running an option team, a lot like Lauderdale. Then you have to make sure you've play responsibility football, and it's a big game for us because we would like to win this region, and we have to beat Westminster to win this region.
Well, with Madison Academy moving from region to region every 2 years, and then of course schools being changed in classifications, Westminster coming up, Randolph moving on. Do you see a rivalry forming between these schools, a friendly rivalry, a respectful rivalry forming?
Yeah, it's definitely possible, and that's what I told our team last night after the game. Is really on our schedule, the 10-game regular season schedule. That's really about the only natural rivalry as far as proximity. Lauderdale County's turned into a rivalry for sure, but I think they're just a few miles away from campus. We're in the same city, and they've been different class in the past. But now we're in the same class and same region. However, it seems like 2 years from now we'll probably be in another region as of yet. But so it's tough to get the same team year in year out in Alabama.
I hear you. Well, okay, we've talked a little bit about the region. Now we're past the midway point. How are things shaping up as you look at the landscape in Region 8?
Well, probably the biggest game last Friday night was, as far as our region goes, was Lauderdale County beat Colbert County. Colbert County was undefeated in the region and undefeated overall record coming into that game. So that places us in a position we control our own destiny. We are the only undefeated region team, and that's a place you want to be, but you certainly don't want to take anybody for granted, and you just have to play them one game at a time.
Well, it's been a good season so far. It's hard to believe that we're already looking to Game 7 in this football season, and everybody's starting to look to see how everything is going to line up with the playoffs, and those things are really going to begin to reveal themselves over the next week or two. That's all we've got time for tonight. We hope you'll be at the game this week. In the meantime, God bless.